2008 to 2012, I only had those dreads for 4 years. They created a certain image that a lot of people have failed to detach from me. There was always stigma about the dreadlocks because they always believe
hence everyone there's conscious music, dreadlocks, so there's automatically thinking that this is just
so sometimes being conscious is just
Hello and welcome to Nkwazi Unfiltered, the podcast that gives you insight into some of Zambia's most prominent names and faces. My name is Amina Kaunda, and my guest today is a reggae Afro dancehall artist, a record producer, a political activist, and a media personality. Welcome, Petersen Zagaze. I was going to say Peter.
It's my name as well.
Yes,
but Peter is I'm comfortable with that
you're
name
comfortable
as well.
with that. Welcome to Nkwazi Unfiltered.
Thank you very much. Feels good to be here.
It's good to have you. So I'm going to dive straight into the conversation. And firstly, I'm going to ask with where the name Petersen Zagaze came from, because your name is Mundia.
When my mom gave birth to me, she had a friend called Sister Roberta from the Scandinavians who was a Catholic nun. And the moment she saw me, before my dad gave me my name, she said, this boy is Petersen.
Ah, okay.
But growing up in Western Province, my friends wouldn't call me Petersen. They would just call me Peter.
Yeah.
I ended up finding out that Peter was a very common name when I was growing up. And you would be 5 of you, 3 of you in a group, or there's Peter. There's a Peter, that Peter. So I started trying to run away from the name.
I see.
And I think when I reached grade 7, I did not include it on my names. I just used Mukubesa Mundia. But the fun part is that even when I went to secondary school, like in boarding, still people found out I was Peter. So still it will come. After I completed school, I went to college, introduced myself as Mukubesa Mundia, but still people would still find out it's Peter. So when I started doing music and I was searching for a name, I was like, how about just using the name that has always
been there?
You run away from it, but it's just cleaning. So I said, my name is Petersen, and I think it was accepted.
Okay.
And when I started making music, I started listening to a lot of dancehall music because I grew up listening to rumba. So when I got introduced to dancehall music by Jerry Fingers, I liked Beanie Man. So he is the one who's been screaming Zaga. So I got that Zagaze from that.
Okay, interesting. So before we get into your musical career, I want to rewind all the way back. And those were the early foundations of what made you so successful in music. Have you always been as outspoken? What were you like as a child?
When you're a kid, you really don't know unless you grow up, you start maybe introspecting, trying to check how it was or how it were. But I think I was just kind of active, I think. Sometimes I'm now learning to know the type of person that I was when I see my kids. Like there's a certain character that they are showing constantly. I'm like, I think this was me. So I think I was just free. I was that child that if visitors came, back in the days,
they'd make you come and visit and come and say hi.
Entertain the visitors after they watch the photo album. They reach home, they show them the photo album. They say, oh, Auntie, where's Auntie Eliza? Oh, Auntie Namkolo. And when they are done with that in the evening after dinner or supper, then they're like, play some music. Dance for them. Peter Babinere, then you know.
Were your parents strict?
My mom. Because I grew up with my mom. I lost my dad in 1990
and how old were you
on the 5th of January. I was 8.
Oh, okay.
So vividly, I have memories of my mom so much. My mom was strict, very. I think that crop of parents that used to whip a lot.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So she was.
How many boys and how many girls?
5 male, 5 ladies.
10 children.
10 children.
So she had to be strict.
Yeah. And then some of my elder brothers and sisters were like with my aunties and
yes,
some, so There are those that I grew up with every day and those that I tended to meet when they come for holidays or that. Yeah.
Did you find that even as a child, you pushed or questioned authority a lot? Because you've said that your mom is strict, but in the child's mind, in order to become who you've become, did you challenge her a lot?
I think my sisters, yes. My mom, it was a no-go area.
Oh, so you just
sat
back and did what you needed to do.
But my sisters, I think, suffered a lot from
I see.
my when I was young, and I would probably respond or probably challenge their decisions. Yes, I did that a lot. Nowadays, we sit down and laugh about them. Like they look at, you did this for real? Because funny story is one of my elder sisters, like the second born in the family. I had an uncle called Uncle Shabi who bought me some nice kit bag, green army, and I used to like it, carrying it to school. So my sister was going for a trip with a friend and she got that, and I didn't want her to get that, so she just bullied me. She was stronger. She got the bag, got it, and jumped on the car, and she walked. And I looked at her, I was like, okay. And went to her bedroom, get her beddings, and just went into the neighbor's pit latrine.
No.
Yeah, so
you always authority.
So I'm like, So So I think my sisters suffered a lot, especially when it came to dating. It was very hard for them to date in my eyes.
Especially the younger ones, I'm sure.
Even older ones. As long as you were just my elder sister.
As long as you're
it was a tricky one. It's either my mom will know about it, or I'll do
so you were a snitch.
Things. Yes. And probably approach the men. Like, so what is happening here? You want to marry her? Funny things though. But
it sounds like you had a very close-knit family. Even though people were in different places, you were still very close.
Very much. Because as much as some of my sisters and brothers might have been with aunties and what, we had also aunties that were staying with us, uncles. So there are certain uncles that I grew up with, like they were my siblings as well.
Okay. So, but you and your mom were also very close.
Yeah, very much.
Okay. So when it came to being part of the household, Zambia is a very Christian household, very Christian nation, obviously. Was that also something that was instilled in your home?
Yes. When I was young, I used to go to the Catholic church because mom was Catholic. I think at the age of 8, 9, 10, I tried that. They called it Makampenga for Catholic. As early as 93, 94, when Pentecostal churches started becoming very prominent, one of my elder sisters converted there.
Okay.
And she made whatever the preaching was at church, she made sure that she used to carry us every day, every Sunday when she's going for church. Then I did Sunday school in a Pentecostal church. But when I moved to the village to stay with my grandfather, because I stayed with my grandfather for 2 years.
Okay.
That was 95 and 96. That side, I had to go to the New Apostolic Church.
I see.
And I did my confirmation in the New Apostolic, baptized and confirmed. Maybe when I was younger, again, maybe I could have been baptized in the Catholic Church when I was young. But during my own conviction that I'm able to orient myself to something, I think I decided to get baptized by the New Apostolic Church. And when in my late teens, I went back to Pentecostal churches again to about early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah, mid 2000 when
When you said you'd moved in with your grandfather, was that due to schooling or it was just a move?
So there was a shift from my mom moving from Western Province coming to Lusaka.
Okay.
And her health was not good.
Okay.
So it's only now when I grew up I realized I think the family was trying to make sure that we don't see our mom in a sick condition.
Yeah.
So that's when they said, no, you're going to go and stay with your grandfather. Okay. For us, it was exciting because we used to enjoy granddad. He would sing for us, dance for us, teach us stuff. And it's one component of my life that I think taught me quite a lot of things.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Especially as a young man. Now suddenly constantly with a male figure in the home.
Learning from mostly issues to do with farming, community, especially unity.
Yes.
And you start learning on how to live with relatives, especially when it's different when you are living in a community with different people from different areas.
Yes.
Unlike when you're living in a village where every person is your relative.
Yes.
They might be in their own fence, but they are your cousin and they're connected to you in some way. So you have about 7 to 8 families in one village that have got maybe 3 to 4 households in every compartment. And then you have to realize and have to learn that there should be peace between. But you know, where the human beings, you always have to crash. But now you learn on how to maintaining a village, how to living in harmony with people despite everything. So you start, I think I learned the biggest lesson during that. I learned on how to understand when to review certain things, which is still a very big debate in my head.
I understand what you're saying, because there's this notion where there's certain things that you shouldn't speak about the family. You have to kind of decide when.
So we one day we went in Western Province, there's a mushroom that's called zondwe. I think it's not found anywhere. It's in the ground.
Yeah.
You actually have to search for it with sticks. Where you hear a very bass sound, then it's there. You dig up, and they come out like onions, but they are mushrooms.
Yeah.
So during that, some fracas happened. We are kids from the same village, but from another household, they fight, and we go back. The other one goes with a red eye, and everyone says he just hit himself in a tree. And they started working, trying to heal him and everything like that. But it is eating me inside. Say, but no, he was
That's
beaten.
not the truth.
Yeah, that's not the truth. So the mother is like, no, but this doesn't really look like, something looks like a big impact. So he kept on asking, and I felt some guilt or conscience in me. I'm like, no, Christopher hit him. And there was chaos between two homes.
Oh, no, yeah.
And my grandfather in the evening sat me down and said, can you listen? Yes. What are you hearing? No, I can hear that 2 homes are having an argument. The mother to Christopher and the mother to Kay. And then he said, yeah, if you didn't review that, there was going to be peace. The only thing that we're going to do is just have Kay into a better, get healed. Maybe later on, after months have passed, people would have known the truth. Yes. But when you say right now, when people are hitting up, you cause chaos.
Yeah.
So now I started learning on.
Is that something you still agree with today? I have to say, I disagree.
So there are certain situations that you can look at and just try to let it calm
within
down
context,
and approach it when it's like, I think even in relationship, it's better that when you are boiling, you don't attend to certain
you
things.
just go then cool down.
Then, so I think now in a setup like a community, you really have to know how to navigate. Yeah.
I'm curious.
I still debate that though.
Yeah, so do I. It was something my father taught me, and still, even now, I'm just like, So I wanted to find out, and I love that you brought up the story, because it's also kind of shaped your moral compass when it comes to, obviously, your life, the way you conduct yourself, and even raising a family. How did religion fall into that? Because there's a reason I'm asking, but I want to find out how religion fell into how your moral compass is today.
I think the first thing for me, like right now, I always believe that I think it would be ideal if when you have kids, when they are below 10, they can go to the Catholic Church just to learn the ambience of how a church and routine should look like. You see, when you've gone to a Catholic church, they're standing up, sitting down, kneeling, all that process. Kids consume that.
Yes.
But if you want them to also learn Bible laws and history, I think it's always healthy also take them to the SDA, because they teach you thou shalt not, this is unholy, that's and then as they grow up to become their own, they decide as they decide for themselves. They can go to probably any Pentecostal church or any church of their choice. But I think that drive should happen there. So I think it helped in a way that at least I'm able to police myself. It's different. It's the biggest fight that we always have now, when I'm not a kind of person who really goes to church so much, and I can see that trying to I have to make the mother to my child take
I see. Them just to keep on, so that they can decide for themselves.
To church, to have that experience. Without that, with my first child, it's a different story, because I think I I just let her grow with my own advice, not really taking her to
yeah.
church. So now a lot of things really are debatable to her. It's like trying to use spiritual things that happen to reason by spirit, to try to reason with them with logic.
Yes.
That's the debate that I have to have with her. No, yes, this is logic.
Yes.
But these other things, they are just a certain way they are. The same way you always feel if somebody stands behind you,
you can sense
you can
presence.
yes. So that power, you must understand this.
Yeah.
There's something bigger than like why would you be able to say these are your hands, you look at them, but yet you cannot see your own back. So
very true. And that's why I was asking, is because I had watched an interview where you had mentioned that you no longer strictly follow religion in that sense. And I wanted to find out where you came to a point in your life where you just thought, I don't think the structure of this of religious setups is for me, but I do choose to believe in a higher power. When did you come into that, especially coming
I think
from
most recently, maybe in the past 5 to 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and probably because of just trying to read so much. I read what I don't read novels that have stories of who murdered what and everything. I just try to learn knowledge, and so I've come to understand. I think the turning point is when I started studying on how the New Testament was written, and all the councils from Nicaea, with the characters Augustine of Hippo and them and Constantine. Then I started realizing it was also a period of life, a period of time when people were pushing their own agendas as well. As much the funny part about life and spirituality and all these people that speak about preaching the word of God is that they are able to twist it in whichever direction. God is not going to come down and control them. So they end up directing whichever direction they want to go, because there's no one who's going to whip them. And if they are successful, they actually woo a big multitude of people to start believing in that. When I was studying the same writing of the New Testament, where you see who was in attendance in every council or every synod, then you realize that, it's true. It depends on who was in attendance or had an upper hand, that certain things were taken in certain direction. Then I realized, okay, but after knowing what I know, what is my biggest conviction? Do I believe there's no God or there's God? I believe there's God, and I believe there's a higher power out there, and I believe I did not create myself, and there's more to us breathing or dying or reincarnating or going to heaven and earth than just what we know. I find it fascinating because I've always been of the same mindset. Funny enough, and coming home to Zambia, because I lived in South Africa for many years, came back, and obviously you come in and you find Christian nation, but we don't exactly always adhere to those Christian values. Of course.
And that was part of the questioning that started for me. So my mother's Muslim. And my father was Christian. But I think he did not want to admit it, but he was exactly like you. So belief in a higher power, but did not know how to exert the please go to church and please do this.
In 2015, I found myself on a table in Atlanta. I went to Atlanta for some show, but because I like having conversation with people, I kind of found myself on a table with people that believed. First and foremost, the first shock was that when I got to my hotel room, there was a Bible, the Bible that I know, and the Momoth Bible. So I'm like, okay,
what do I do with this
what's
now?
going on? So I try to check. Yes, I see some other books are different from what is here, but mostly it's the same, and they're mentioned Jesus Christ in this one, and but they're just different doctrines, but they're all Bibles. So at this moment, who's right and who's wrong? Who's in the right path and who's not? I leave it there. Then I found on my table where I am the Christian, the other one is the Muslim, the other one is a Hindu, the other one is an atheist, the other one doesn't believe in anything. But we have to agree as human beings what is normal, what is acceptable, what is right.
A moral compass.
And
we all have
without me quoting my Bible, without that guy quoting his Quran. And so then you realize, I think this is bigger than
it's bigger
the
than
division that we've given ourselves.
And that's exactly, that was my awakening as well, because coming from Muslim, Christian, my parents always said that God and Allah are the same. whatever you believe in between is up to you. And when I started to feel like the structure of different religions doesn't make sense to me because we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was when I ended up more or less on the same side that you're on, which is I believe in a higher power.
Yeah.
There's things that cannot be explained.
From observing from afar, you can actually see that Muslim is about the service. It's about you indulging in service, giving, sharing, and trying to be clean and trying to see others also do as you do. Christianity is more of, I need to make you feel guilty that you're not saved.
And that's the sense I always got.
Yeah, like,
that's part of the reason I haven't necessarily followed into it.
It's more like, are you saved?
Yes.
Are you, like, I need to put you in a corner, so I need to make my decision on being saved because you made me feel awkward. So, and you realize that the biggest sin that I think a lot of people in Christianity will go with to hell is judging. Thou shalt not judge. Because I think they take that on, a number of them, not everybody, a number of people that are really deep in Christianity take it upon themselves to hate sinners on behalf of God. And God is still waiting for the sinners to convert. So, No, I agree. And this is why I'm going to thoroughly enjoy this conversation because you're a thinker and I love it when when the wheels are turning. Thank you.
So I also now want to get into we'll touch on it a bit, but I know that you've spoken about it at length, but your musical career. So before you got into Afrobeats and reggae and picking that genre for yourself, what did you actually do in terms of work and sustaining yourself? Because I hardly believe, I struggle to believe that your grandfather was like, yeah, it's fine, go and become a musician.
No, I think he didn't really have a say in that. Because I think
he didn't?
Yeah, because I left him in 1996.
Okay.
Came to Lusaka, stayed in Lusaka just as a secondary school child from 1997 up to 2001 when I completed. I'm staying here, but I'm going to Western Province for school during, because I was in boarding, and I come for holidays. When I completed is when I started really, when I was about to complete, I think in 2000 and 2001, that's when I started flirting with the music industry.
Okay, I see.
Because now I'm from Chilenge and I see peers that are actually doing it. Someone I was talking with 4 or 5 months ago on Hi, and I'm watching them on TV doing it. And that's when I started feeling, I think this love of music, the love for music that I have can grow into something. And also, there are certain things that when you have a certain talent, you always think it's a normal thing and everyone can do it. Those that are very good at fashion make a shirt and you say, this is very nice. They think, but it's normal. You just cut, you just do like, they always think it's easy.
It's just easy.
Yeah, but when you do it, then you see how everyone is amazed. Like, maybe this is something. So
did you perform in front of someone and then they said, you're actually good at this and maybe you should?
Yeah, like I think the first thing was dancing.
Okay.
I think in 88, the first song that I ever danced to was Yvonne Chaka Chaka, either Burning Up and Thank You, Mr. DJ. And it was, I think, Christmas time. They've bought Coca-Cola, Quench and Tarino. And we're having fun in Kalabo. And I danced to some music and they're like, it's actually good. And you can see that everyone is dancing, but there's some attention that is coming to you. Then you start
wondering what's going on.
Am I doing it better than others?
Yes.
Then at another birthday party, then from there I started thinking I'm good. So when I hear a song and I try to do a beat, I would see my friends or people that are just passing elders like, hey, you're actually good. When I was in secondary school, the school used to have entertainment on Saturdays, and then they decided to acquire a music system. I was in grade 10, they were grade 12s. They picked a grade 12 and they came to me to say, you are going to be the entertainment guys. You'll be playing music for people. So I'm like, okay, so there are a lot of people.
I see.
So I joined that guy, and that guy goes into exam period. They were in grade 12, so it remains my duty. So So a few times we organized some variety show at school, and we saw some people from Mongo, because Sefola Secondary School is in between Mongo and Amshakend, maybe about 15 kilometers away from Mongo. But we saw people from Mongo coming to attend the variety show, and some guy who owned some entertainment business in Mongu called Hot Groove, may so rest in peace, Onzeli Mangwato, followed me later on to say, I want you to be coming to play at my functions. So he has a function maybe in Mongo, and then he comes to get this high school boy to go play. Then I realized, I think, so my first love was DJing.
Yeah.
Even when I completed school, I think I tried a lot of auditions, but the way they work, auditions were working then. By the time they announced that you're going for auditions, they already picked someone.
It's
just formally
so formalities.
I'm from Western Province, but there are guys that grew up in Lusaka and they see them, their peers, so they already have. I remember when LBC got the QFM, because I kind of believed I'm going to get it. And then I realized, they already know each other from within, So, there's always that. Then
I imagine that must have been frustrating.
When you realize that you're not the only one with the monopoly to talent or with the grace or the spotlight on, everyone is moving with their light on, you know that others gonna get it. Your time might come, it might not come, but if you are visible, you are visible. So in grade 11, you're asking if I ever stood in front of someone. In grade 11, I walked into a class, it was quiet. Then I think I mimed to Nasty D to Shake Your Kwendo and danced a bit. And when I finished, before I walked to the whole class clapped. And the teacher came, what's going on? Like, no. And then I'm like, okay, I think I'm getting there.
I'm imagining that you were the class clown. So if there's quiet,
a bunch of them. I had a lot of friends that were far much better than me. I was just saying, I think from grade 10 to grade 12, I think it was my troublesome child period.
The rebellious phase.
Yes, and I did a lot of things that nowadays I feel like I think I did well to go through that because there's nothing that moves me being unruly. Because I think I did that.
So nothing that ended you up in a police station.
No, at that level.
Just a normal rebellious phase of childhood.
Was it normal? I don't know. But I think with some people might break a few laws, but still be lucky enough not to be put in. But when you realize first that this route is not,
it's not the right one.
Like for example, it is the period that I started drinking, but when I completed, I was like, I think that's not for me.
Okay.
So, and then I decided to stop, and I've lived my life that way, and I feel like it's much better.
It's a cleaner lifestyle. So going back to your music, you said that you had now started seeing that peers were involved, and you decided, okay, I think I want to get into this. So during this time frame, you never thought, let me go in, because our mindset, especially back then, was finish school, get a job, get married, settle down. So did you ever consider going into any sort of formal employment? Did you look for formal employment, or you just went straight into music?
Mostly, I even ended up into taking music serious because for it was just a passion and for fun. Not that it's gonna pay me. But I learned that I think it's something I can do to get money because I wanted to take myself in school. At that moment, I had lost my mom. I'm just being kept by cousin and aunties and everything like that, and there's a bunch of orphans around in the family.
So you've all got similar
stories. So you cannot throw that on someone who's successful alone and a breadwinner of the family, like they say.
That's true.
So you also want to find a way of navigating. So I actually got into music because I wanted to pay for my school. It was the time that a lot of us Zambians were they had sold accounting so much, very nice to us. So everyone wanted to be an ATEC student.
You did it very well because even my generation, everybody's an accountant.
My first job was at Zambia breweries as a casual worker. So pack bottles in the crates. I think for a good 6 months, but I realized it was draining so much and it wasn't.
It wasn't for you.
It wasn't rewarding so much, So I stopped, and then I during that time that I would go to work, I would also write songs for other artists, and they would make it. Then I realized, so if I'm able to write for someone, it becomes a banger. So it means that I can also do it for myself. There's a record label called Africa called me to pay me for the song I wrote for good friends of mine, but crazy. Then I realized, this industry pays. So I took it serious. I got paid, bought my first Frankwood book, paid my Zika subscription.
Yeah.
So I did that, the diploma for NATEC halfway. I didn't finish it, but I went to about, there was Module C, there was, I think music took over from there. And then I became kind of very busy. I became this Petersen Zagaze. I had a very influential song there that time around, that even today we have places that are called Munyaule Market.
I was about to ask, so because obviously not many people know, but I think it's, if you listen to reggae, you know that it's actually very conscious music.
Yeah.
And my father was a massive reggae fan. And that was when I started to realize that it's a lot of people who tend to like to push the status quo, who like to think, who like to question authority. And as you're saying, if this was an interest of yours from before you even started music, you were going to challenge people anyway.
Yeah.
I want to understand the environment that you were in for yourself, and also just in terms of Zambia. When you released that song, did you know it was going to blow up the way that it did?
At that moment, I think what we're going on in the music industry, that because the first phase was that a song should just be Zambian, then the people will support. Then came Aluwusu, who actually made a hit and made people believe it's not about having a Zambian song made by a Zambian, it's about making a hit song.
Yes.
So there came a phase where when you record an album, it might have 12 songs that are average, but you just need
that one
hit that is going to be accepted, and then you are called an artist. So we had completed doing the whole album, and we were feeling like there needs to be something that is punchy. So when we were doing Munyaule, we were trying to say, let's do something that's going to catch attention, first and foremost, and then something that's going to cause debate or just... We were young, we were like 22. I was 22 when I was recording that. I am unruly and 22, so I can think of anything.
So you were just thinking, let me just write the lyrics.
Let me do what I can do. So there is no proper mature justification I can give to it 23 years later or 24 years later. The only thing that I know is that we're trying to get attention, and we got it.
And it worked.
And it worked. And not just at a small scale, but at a very big scale.
To the point where it was banned on radio.
There are radio stations, like, for example, I can mention Radio 2 and Radio 4. They don't have really to receive a letter that this song is banned. They themselves, they can just police to say, this one can put my job into.
I see.
So they just stop. They just have their meeting and just say, this one we're not going to play. But every radio station is playing. So, but then there's no social media. So whoever has the biggest grace to create a rumor, and it goes, because some things become big because the person who created it just has the grace to create things that are accepted out. But like the first person who ever sang Ami Nakadala, we cannot say every Zambian from every corner created that. There must have been one person who created, because an idea does not mushroom in all heads and then you combine, then you create. There must have been somebody who sang Ami Nakadala, Simo, where then influenced a group of people around him, then it went, then everyone accepted. So I think also the person who coined to say Petersen's music has been banned, Munyaule has been banned, also had a grace to create a narrative. If they use it well, they can change the world.
But I imagine that must have created demand for you and your music.
I think that happens even in a home. If you are too strict on certain rules, you are trying to make the kids find a way of breaking the rules, the laws and rules. So with Munyaule, I think after that came out, I think a lot of people now wanted to listen to what is this song that has been banned.
As long as you say, don't listen,
don't
touch people, then automatically human nature. So when you are creating this music, and I think that's where we can also say that there is not just politics in your life, but political activism. There are certain things that you want people to realize and wake up to and hear consciously in your music. What pushes you to do that? Is it wanting to just send a message to people, or do you want some sort of reaction from people?
So I think between 20 and 30 is where you start, as a human being, you start seeing what is right and wrong. and you start choosing whether to keep quiet or to speak.
Okay.
And mostly, if it doesn't really sit well with you, you don't look at the consequences or whatever the outcome after that. You just want to speak out your mind. So during my 20s, I think I kind of had convictions that anything that was not in line with my conviction suffered my retaliation. So it is a point where I started, I think there are certain decisions that I made around that time that I don't really stand for, because of course you always have to be a different person 10 years later. So it is a period of life that I think I announced myself to society, and they got me for whatever I was reasoning. And some decisions I stand for, some I no longer subscribe. But I think
when you were creating this music that was obviously rubbing some people the wrong way, we'll put it that way, did you ever fear for your safety, or feel like there was a point that you've pushed it too far and this had gone wrong?
Not really, as in feeling for my safety. I would hear from people, but you should understand the time that most of this music, when I did it, that was kind of it was during President Mwanawasa's time, who had his mind in some other place and trying to fix the country, not people. So I think only people that really interfered with what he was doing got his wrath. But for me, I think I still got jobs from Ministry of all these ministries, government ministries, did tours. I think I had a lot of work with the corporate world, like Celtel, CLZ then. So I think at that moment I did not see anything. I would lie if I say I ever got in a situation I felt like it's uncomfortable and it's crazy now. I don't even know how to navigate my life. I was kind of very safe. I would fly in and out the country. I lived my best early life of being an artist safely. Maybe because I didn't just mingle with certain offices, so I did not kind of experience there. But in the space that I was in, I was okay. I was in Kawata for starters. Yeah.
Okay. So again, watching an interview with you, and you had mentioned how sometimes you were taken in or looked at a certain way because at the time you had the dreadlocks. So that never impacted anything to do with...
Dreadlocks mostly came kind of very late when I had recorded my second album. That's when I did. Dreadlocks came in 2008. This is like 4 years later after I really got into the industry. 2008 to 2012, I only had those dreads for 4 years. And they created a certain image that a lot of people have failed to detach from me. And that time around, I think I learned, because I was growing up, and then I was finding myself now rubbing shoulders with certain people. Then you start learning certain things about life. But there was always stigma about the dreadlocks, because they always believe
hence everyone there's conscious music, dreadlocks, so there's automatically thinking that this is just...
So sometimes being conscious is just... And I always try to tell people, especially parents, to say, you know, that every time you see somebody with dreadlocks and you want to say, chamba, you are trying to plant in the kids that, for you to have that, you need to smoke. But really,
it's just a style.
It's a hairstyle.
Yeah.
And then there are also people that when they hear certain creativity and talent and certain acceptance and certain buzz and craze and fame, they're like, no, there must be something behind. Sometimes it's not.
I see.
So now you make a lot of kids ended up to say, now that I'm known, I need to use substance to be cool and everything like that. It's all because of the perception that they've always had during their growing up from the people that were keeping them. To say for somebody to be like that, they need to be high on something. But actually, I think you can actually be...
Have you seen examples of that in the music industry today with these young artists that are now coming up? Have you still seen elements of that?
Makitu, Shefi, B-Flow, are non-alcoholic or non-smokers. So these are people that you look at and think, Mupondo Buga, Makitu, he might
the
be
irony,
some...
because I think there was a big billboard of Makitu, but he was promoting a whiskey.
Yeah, so like...
I'm like, this man doesn't drink.
So could be that the people of the brand wanted just that attention.
Just the face,
too.
yes.
Yeah. Even during our time, it doesn't really take that you should be younger or older. It's also perception and probably what you consider cool. Others feel like they need to intoxicate themselves for them to parade themselves to people. But for me, I feel once you intoxicate yourself, you are practically entertaining yourself, not the people. Because the conscious, now you get excited and you do things that you think is nice. But when you are kind of sober and you're looking at the people, you start wanting to do what is going to please these people. My biggest understanding is that every time I stand in front of people, I tell myself, in this crowd, there are people that are more intelligent than me. There are more people that are more exposed than I am, people that are more educated, people who are more financially stable than I am. The only thing that they are standing here for is because I hold a talent and I've got a song that they like. So they want to see me perform it to them. So I actually just do that. Yeah. Apart from that, everything else falls in place. The mistake that I've seen that an artist can ever make is to stand in front of people and you think, because they are cheering and they're screaming your name and they are happy to see you, then you start thinking, I think I'm greater than these people. I think from there, then you lose it because you're going to start doing things that feed your ego than entertain the people that have just followed you because of what they like in you. And I think I learned this from when I joined politics. Then you can see that there are people that just love me for music, not my personality or anything, and they'll just come and consume the music. And then there's people that question, why should I love his music when he's going to the direction that I don't want? So that also comes into play.
So because you've preempted my next question, I was going to ask about how your musical experience in running for mayor actually how you bridge that gap. So you've answered that.
Yeah, I had to. The navigating is crazy, because I remember having a conversation with Ben Blazer. He was telling me, Zaga, this direction you've taken, you're gonna lose a lot of fans. There are people that are just gonna stay away from you because you've done this.
What?
And for real, I think it was just a few years after I frequented Namibia so much, Windhoek, and I saw how clean the city was. And how a lot of things are in structure. I had like 2-3 shows in Cape Town. I saw how everything was. Visited Rwanda, Kigali, and I'm like, it's possible to be done in Lusaka.
Very possible.
So for me, I did not understand the politics then. All I was getting in is that I think I've got something to offer. If I get on the mayoral position, I run the city and we can clean it and make it what I want. The same way we have these car washes next to the road. If we organize ourselves properly, we can have vegetable bays where people drive through, get their vegetables and drive home. Organize and like having every corner, street corner under a tree, there's a guy with a wheelbarrow and bananas. So it was out of desire
for better.
Yes, with zero understanding of how politics looks at people. And how people look at you once you are a politician. Yeah. When I got there, I started realizing that, and then the thing is that I didn't join the politics on the ruling party.
You were independent.
I was with the PAC.
Yeah.
So then you start realizing it was a period of time when if you're not with us, you shouldn't eat. You need to. So I found myself having shows cancelled. You're trying to do a show in Katete, and like, no. The council just didn't give us a payment.
So it was almost like pressure so that you...
Yeah, then you start learning. Oh, wait a minute. There are consequences to this. And then when you start releasing music, the attention is no longer the same because now you have a bunch of people that subscribe to different ideologies and they feel like you're on the other side.
I see.
And they feel like, we shouldn't entertain you. Why should I come watch you? Why should I support you? Why should I? So you start learning, you see your numbers dwindle. You see everything. So then I learned to live with the numbers that I had, those that are faithful. And I started building on that. Accept me that I'm going to be vocal about politics, and I also make music. So you love me for politics, you entertain me when I mention anything. You love me for music, you entertain me when I mention something like that. And so far, so good, steady, but not as it would be if I never mingled with politics.
Is that chapter closed? Would you ever run again?
I think so. I would. I've only learned that you need to be prepared and you need to have certain things in order for you to actually run. The last 2 times that I ever ran for politics was out of desire and just wanting to, I think I can make it. I think I can do this. But when you learn, you realize, oh, this and that was not touched. And
outside of the setup of the political structure and the things that happen or have to happen in order for you to be successful, do you think that the people themselves, because you're a musician to them, a outspoken musician, do you think that you would have enough people to support you on that?
The difference thing about politics is that you're not looking for everyone's support. You just looking for a component, what you call a constituency of people to support you, and you just have to put effort in that area. What every other person, and that could be even less than 1% of the Zambian population, you kind of deal with those people and try to get the best out of them, best support out of them.
I must ask, do you have the patience for people? Are you a patient person? I always say that I would never get involved in politics because I don't have the patience.
I don't know what you mean when you say...
So patience in terms of, for instance, I believe in, I don't know if the right word is punitive, but punitive measures in order to get people to react. So for instance, with the littering issue that we have, I am fully 100% in on the fact that people should be fined, you know? And the thing is, where I say patience, it's because you have to give people time to learn something.
Change management.
Yes. And for me, I don't have the capacity because I would just be like, if I was mayor of Lusaka, for instance, if I see somebody throwing a bottle of water outside of a taxi, I would set up a, what do you call them? A short code, something, something, something hash, dial that number, take a picture of the number plate, send it to the mayor. I will go and find that taxi cab, and that taxi cab will be fined because they allowed someone to throw that out. Because we don't seem to learn from just being told. Singing a song doesn't make people realize that this is necessary. Stop littering. Because at the end of the day, when the floods come, when the rain comes, you're the same people that are going to now come and ask the government to clean up.
When I went to school to do my degree, I learned about change management. And I realized that developing a culture, whether an organizational behavior or organizational culture or just a behavior in a community or in a nation should be done gradually and in steps. You actually have to change minds. Before I answer your question, I'll give you an example of Northern Rhodesia. It's not Zambia at that moment. So no one has got a Zambia NRC. Everyone is just a tribe. We belong to different tribes, but we all subscribe to this Boma British authority. And then comes a day that you are telling my grandfather's father or my grandfather to say, now you are a Zambian, you own an NRC, and you are one with the Tonga, you are one with the Bemba, you are one with the Ngoni, you are one with the Chewa, you are one. It's been a very big challenge for our parents to suck that in because you are 22 years old. They say Zambia has gotten independence. Now you have an NRC and you have to act differently. So it's shocking that to even the time that we were born, we still had parents that were telling you have to marry somebody from your own tribe. You understand? Because it has changed. But now, with preaching to the newer crop of people that are coming, they start accepting. Then we realize that we now have siblings from different tribes. Our kids really want to know about this tribal issue because as it is right now, your sibling is with another tribe, your younger sibling is another, you are with us.
So
the cousins are already, So with time, with our kids, they will be looking at their face. He's Chanda Mtale, but his first cousin is Mubita somebody, and his other first cousin from the mom's young sister is Ngoni there. So this won't really play any role. So it's a process. So before you realize it, we'll have the dream of having a one Zambia, one nation where tribe doesn't exist is coming maybe in the next
I would say the following generation.
10 years. Yeah. 10 years will be enough because our kids are already 19, 17 years. And these are the ones with all cousins from everywhere and sisters and siblings from everywhere. So this crop is going. Coming to your question, to your concern about patience with people, and then politicians preach different language when you're trying to win people.
That's true.
You might have the idea of what you want to do, the same thing that you want to do, clean Lusaka.
Yeah.
But if you are telling your voter to say, we're going to clean you out of here.
We're going to fine you.
Yeah, we are going to make sure that Cairo Road is clean, what is clean. Then it's like, it's going to remind me of a clip I was watching about Makitu in Chingola. He's my brother, so I can talk about it. He is talking to the to the people that vote for him, the voters, and he's telling them, I've seen here there's no water in this area. There's only one communal tap, but everyone is. I think this has to be taken in consideration that we can sink a number of boreholes. Yeah. I've seen the clinic is very far. We need a clinic near. Everything is making sense. Because he's in the ghetto, then he mentioned, and I think also the police is very far. Then one of the boys like, police, honorable. Police, you understand? They need it. But at that moment, like, you can't bring police.
Yeah, not this one.
But so the plans that you have to bring sanity to a community, people always don't know what they need. They just concentrate on what they want, but they really need a police in that area. So as much as you really want to bring sanity to Lusaka, there are things that you just have to enact. You can put them on paper.
This is why I say you have patience. Because remember I mentioned that I had
you enact when you are in office, when you are when you are looking for votes, you just
organizational behavior psychology. I completely understand what you're saying. But for me, that's why I say I couldn't do politics. I would end up either becoming a dictator or
maybe you can make a very good one when you figure out how it works.
Eventually. So let's now get into you as a person. Beyond the music, beyond pushing the status quo and challenging authority, who is Mundia? When you are sitting at home and it's maybe a moment to yourself, what are your hobbies? What do you do in your downtime?
My life is driven by my conscience.
Yes.
And I am very sure I do not have the talent to suppress my conscience. I know people that know what is wrong and right, but they're able to suppress their conscience and fight for what is wrong to prevail. I do not have that, so that's who I am. I've vowed to myself never to feed my family or my friends or feed myself from stolen anything, either money or something that I've grabbed from someone by force. I know a lot of people do this and they are very successful and it's comfortable with them. I think I wouldn't
But you sleep well at night.
For me, I can't sleep. So I've seen...
You have the mind of an old school politician.
Yeah, I might not acquire as much as everyone or my peers have. But I look at myself and think I'm better than where I was yesterday and I'm comfortable. It does not force me to... put someone in the corner and grab from them.
I imagine that's also shaped just in terms of how you have thought about raising children and grandchildren. You've applied all of these values and this knowledge into them.
We get in there slowly.
Yeah.
But kids will always shock you. There's always, you practically don't know your child until something happens. Then you're like...
That's very true.
Like,
that's
so very you true. Can do this. So like, what happened? This? Like, help me. What is going on? Yeah, because I think kids are very good character readers. They know what mom and dad likes.
Yeah.
They know what so they do that. If mom likes when you're arriving from work, they run for you, hug your leg, and they know they will do that because they know this makes her feel nice and sit calm and tell her stories and remove sweets and everything that. So our kids are very good at that, especially when they start reaching their teens. They know what they should bring to your eyes and why you shouldn't not. Till somebody calls you, say, I think I'm looking at your daughter at granddaddy's. And you're like, oh.
No, I can imagine. Yeah. Are any of your children as outspoken as you?
Yeah, Veronica. I call her Veronica. I think she's quite very popular on TikTok and what. Yeah, she's
taken that character trait from you.
I think so. I think she might do very well with it, or she just needs a lot of guidance. Yeah.
I ask because I'm the firstborn.
And
my father is a very similar mind to yours, where a lot of things that if he did not want to do something, he was not going to do something. And he questioned authority a lot.
Yeah.
So I think when I came along, and, of course, like you said, you learn as a child and you come into your own. And then I remember saying it to my mom, the same religious conversation. And I said, I really don't think that religion or organized religion is for me. She immediately, you're going to hell. She panicked.
Holy Ghost fire. Sprinkle water on this girl.
Yes, and he was the first one to sit me down and ask, and he says, okay, but why? And I explained, and I said, it sounds like everything firstly is the same, and then also it almost sounds like there's no point. Because I remember saying to him, with Christianity, you're telling me to make a choice between being good or bad, but then you're telling me I'm going to be punished for being bad. So I don't understand why I'm being punished for making a choice.
Yeah.
So when I said that, I remember the wheels were turning and he looks at me and he just says, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was the first time he realized I was a person.
So I don't know, really, sometimes what went on is like, this is me.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's exactly what happened.
There's sometimes you look at your kids doing certain things and then you're like, oh,
yes.
There I go.
That's exactly
and you arrive and they tell you, he has done what, or she's done what, and she did what, and you're like, then I need to start creating a certain direction, because I know that with Claire she has a program of what she wants to do. And then she has a program that she dealing with you.
Okay.
So even when you're having a conversation and you feel like we are in line, I still tell myself, I know there's what she is.
She's going
I just have to watch, wait and watch. That was just mostly a conversation because she understands Dad wants to have this conversation in this line. Shangu is more like the younger me. I would have the most uncomfortable conversations with, because she would ask questions, she will come out with a certain tone. If for another person they would take it, this child is too rude, but because I understand myself, I realized that it is a phase that I think I went through, and then when I reached a certain age, I started questioning myself, and I think she will have more power to introspect than I have, because I can see. I know after probably 18 going up, she'll fix a lot of things in her life.
And you find that that's usually the strongest character trait.
Yeah.
Because somebody who is that outspoken, and I will say that stubborn, I'm speaking also for myself, they become, it's a natural characteristic of a leader.
Yeah.
And that becomes the strongest trait that they can have, because also being able to read people.
Yeah.
So I think you've done a fantastic job with, just bringing those structures into the home. Yeah.
Especially when you
it's a unique trait to have.
When you realize people are in the age where they're able to, they're starting to think they can decide for themselves.
Yes, yeah.
So you have conversations with them that leads them to experience certain things and then realize, but I actually had a conversation with this guy and he mentioned this. So
because a lot of parents, what I've noticed is that they try to hide the lives that they lived or the experiences that they had. Once they have a child, they now become, I will say, hypocrites. They want to pretend like they're
smartest boy.
Yes, and
the most humble.
Yes. And what helps children learn is realizing that your parents are human.
Yeah.
And learning that they can make mistakes. Therefore, when you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world.
Sure.
It's a learning experience.
Of course.
So, Petersen, I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for coming.
No, thank you very much for having me.
I look forward to seeing you on the mayoral ticket for Lusaka once again.
Yeah, but maybe something else, but
or something else.
Yeah.
Are you still going to push music? Are you still going to?
No, I'm right now. Like I'm a full-time musician because I'm not running for any office, and for the past 2 years, I think I've invested most of my time into music. I'm doing a lot of concerts.
Yeah.
And a lot of tours. Last weekend I was in Livingston at Fairmount. The other weekend I was in Kalumbira. The other weekend I was in Katete and Petauke. So I'm just running musically. But we reached a level where you have so much catalog that you just want to use it to have shows because there's this group of people that just want to experience you. Yeah.
Are you mentoring anyone at this point in time? Any young musicians?
So the kind of mentor that I always have is probably help people figure out how it works. Talent is God-given.
Yes.
You cannot limit it. There are people that are more talented than us that are still not known.
Very true.
The only thing that you can is just show him the way to say this and that, but everyone blows at different levels. There are new artists that will come after us that are going to be far much greater than we are. And there are those that are going to be average, but I think the duty is to do the same thing that I did for Shaiman, the same thing that I did for OC or Kaladoshas, a bunch of them like that. Yeah.
All right, fantastic. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming through to Nkwazi Unfiltered.
Thank you very much.
The conversation.
No, thank you very much for having me here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This has been Nkwazi Unfiltered, such an insightful conversation with so much depth. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself, and we will catch you on the next podcast.